everywhere. Wow.
But believe it or not, on Twitter, if Elon Musk ends up doing this deal with I think Signature Bank is the one he's trying to buy, because Signature Bank
Is
has
it
that.
Silicon Valley Bank?
No, no, not Silicon Valley Bank. No, no. Oh, okay, my bad. No, no. But if they end up doing this deal with Signature Bank, because Signature Bank ended up in the background has this kind of like this instant payments network that they for exchanges. If they end up doing that, we're probably going to end up getting Bitcoin and Dogecoin tipping payments on Twitter. And what's going to happen is, for people who don't know, Bitcoin is 4 times slower than Ethereum, right off the rip, at least in terms of processing and stuff. Like, even though it's empty
Sure.
right now, it would very quickly get bogged down, because imagine like, oh shit, I can tip in Bitcoin. All these were like, let me tip you in Satoshis, right? And then eventually it would start clogging up the Bitcoin network pretty quickly. So most people don't know this. Dogecoin runs on Litecoin. It's merge mined, and Litecoin has the same throughput as Ethereum, but because it's empty right now, it's it's empty right now. You would probably what's going to happen is you'll have most people tipping in Dogecoin actually. So Dogecoin's actually there's actually a big boon. Like Doge would actually do very well, I think. But the thing is, there's no development on Dogecoin. So like these community members, I don't think would really like go over to Pulse Chain, but the Shiba and you guys will. And it's sort of the second effect when Bitcoin goes up, it drags up the other one, the Ethereum. So basically, if Shiba goes up and stuff, those people get a lot more wealth and money and stuff like that. It starts bringing a lot of like options. Like, yo, let's start pumping some of these copies and stuff. So I actually think Shiba might not be would probably be a decent community on the Pulse Chain network. I think within 6-8 months of the actual rollout of it.
Believe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 2040. We're on Mars, and we're paying for stuff with Doge because Elon finally hired some devs to get things going again.
Yeah. Now I have a this comment's incredible from a Siggy Hexdust. RH Max, why is your skin so flawless, bro?
I don't, again, I don't do sponsorships. I don't know if I should talk about the brand of my moisturizer, but let's just say that say I take care of myself. Okay, take care of myself, inside, outside. Good. Thank you for the compliment.
You take that so much.
I try to answer every person in chat's question. Okay.
No, I
try
know. I
to-
noticed
okay.
that about you. That's yeah. I try to do the same thing as well. But there is like when I'm doing solo streams, when I'm doing AMAs, like it's just impossible to do so. But I'm really being trying to proactive on answering the most important questions. But then I feel really terrible like answering some questions in the chat when it's like I'm talking to a guest like you, of course, or a guest, because I want to be respectful. I want to. It's this weird kind of balance of like being gracious hosts and stuff, making sure that your whoever's on the stream is talking and getting their points across, but at the same time not ignoring the chat as well. So it's like,
Exactly.
yeah,
A lot of people, man, they just show up and they're like, answer my question, or like they get mad. Like as you mentioned, I try my best to get to once it gets to 200 people, it's flying. I can't do anything about it, but I just try to pick some out. But it's funny, like people be, oh, I asked it in chat or something before. I'm like, man, I'm trying my best, but I can't do it. You just showed up to the stream, and I'm trying to do this, trying to talk to the guests, just as you said. So. Anyway, I was going to say, it's remind me. I think somebody needs to make the meme of because in Pulse Chain we have beats. I think each the lowest decimal is a beat. So we should have like a
oh, right.
Beats by Richard instead of
Oh
Beats by
no,
Dre.
Beats by
Yeah,
Dre. Yeah.
Beats by Richard. I want those headphones, man. I want those heart headphones, like Valentine's Day special.
You actually want to know something really fun? What a small world that references is like. So do you remember we were doing this hex boxing fight? Me and what's his name? Me and Kareem were doing a hex boxing fight and stuff like that, and
Yeah, yeah.
our guy ended up beating Fake Drake.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, right. You guys
that's
remember
right.
that?
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's cool.
Shout out, shout out to shout out to the Hex champion and stuff, right? But surprisingly enough, watch this shit. So MK, right? MK's father is the founder of Monster Cables, and he's the one who produced and made all the Beats by Dre headphones.
Wow,
Yeah, dude. So
that's crazy.
and he's won a bunch of awards recently, Oscars and stuff. Basically, he won a lot of awards for being he's a really successful Asian American and stuff like that. So it's like shout out to him and stuff. But yeah, he ended up making like Beats by Dre and manufacturing. He actually had the headphones out and stuff, and then did the deal with Dr. Dre and everything like that. So that's pretty small world, man. Like and they're Hexicans, so staked out for
Dude,
sure.
I just wanted to say that you don't have to pull it up, but Brandon B just made one. He made the funniest comment in chat so far, and he's been. I went on his channel and did the interview the other day, and he introduced me as this book author with, and this whole thing. And I had him on my show the first time, and he was like, is it okay if I do like this 30-minute Bybit sponsorship in the middle?
Whoa.
But he was like, well, the whole thing was a joke, and this is the first time I ever met the guy, and I was like, oh my god, is it one of those guys? And then he explained he was kidding, but this guy he's good at jokes. I'll say that. And his comment in the chat about Wuhan was
I mean, I saw you
cracking
in the
me up.
lab coat too, bro. I mean,
That's me. Had the hat and the necklace back then too. I've been rocking this brand for a while.
definitely, man. Definitely, man. But you know what? I was gonna talk some shit, but never mind. Forget it. I'll just stop. Like, man, yeah, I ain't burnt. Nah, forget it. There's a couple guys I've wanted to bitch slap in person, right? And it's just like not because I don't want to. It's just because it's like I'd have to hear these assholes talk for fucking ever, bro. Like I just like there's some people in the hex community that are not part of the hex community, that's sort of in the hex community, that like they're flip flopping more. They're like they act like they're on the fucking rag. You know what I'm saying? It's like whatever, man. Like anyway, yeah. I'll just keep going. So, what's your strategy when it comes to validating? Are you going to do multiple validators, one validator? Like, what are you going to try to create sort of like a service, like I think
You
like
trying to dox my bags, bro? No, just
yeah,
kidding.
I mean basically yes.
Yeah, I mean, if my strategy that's actually a good point because I could flippantly say that yeah, of course I want to use as much of my pulse to be about as many validators as I can. That would increase my APY. That would increase the earnings based on the different numbers on the network. But also there's a strategy in there that yeah, it's actually a very good question of how do you if you're going to be a validator, you got to dedicate a certain number of pulse to that. We don't know if that pulse can be locked up, whether it's going to come out. Shanghai is still in the air. What we're just going we can have some discussion on that too. But let's say we don't know if it's going to be locked up or it's going to come out immediately. So that's kind of TBD, unknown. Right
Yeah.
on the validator setup, he's like, you have no expectations when you can unlock this stuff. So maybe Shanghai changes that if we launch at or before that or whenever. So you got to think about, okay, if you're going to be a validator and you have enough to be multiple validators, for example, how much do you want to put into that? And how much of a opportunity cost is that from what else you're going to do with your pulse,
Right.
which maybe you're locking it up, maybe taking some profit, maybe
LPing or something. Yeah.
LPing, all the different ways to do it, maybe sending it to a cold wallet and saying GFY for a few years, all that stuff. So yeah, that's actually a good question to drill down into because you are validating, you're helping the network, but how much do you want to do that versus the other ways to make yield versus what else you can do with your pulse. And that's just the pulse side. And then you got the pulse X side. Again, there may be products, there's some community stuff, Power City, for example, where you can mint stables from it, lock it up, earn all this stuff too. But natively, that's what's so different between Pulse Chain and Pulse X. Natively, there isn't this time lock deal. That's Hex's thing. So and that's actually one of my favorite features. I love Hedron, love HSIs, but I think there's a time and place for them. And I don't use them for everything because I like that, save myself from temptation. If I have a moment of weakness, I don't want to lose my retirement back and stuff like that. So
Right.
they're very different.